So, Jonesy, obviously a disappointing result, but a few of the tough breaks taken even before the game started. Luke Murray going down with potential food poisoning, and then obviously Mikey hobbling off halfway through, and Dean Lee to expect a break of his foot. What's your opinion on how the game went?
Yeah, it was, as I said before the game, it's been a really challenging week, and with Luke being sick on the coach on the way up, and the two injuries early on in the first half, that didn't make it any easier for us. And I think the lads have really struggled and found it difficult, to be honest, with everything that's been going on away from the football. So it did take them a while to get going in the game after the initial bright sort of start. So but yeah, first half we kind of didn't really help ourselves, struggled a little bit. Maybe I might take a little bit of the blame for how I asked them to set up initially, but we made some changes pretty quickly and got control again. But yeah, found ourselves with a one long ball and conceding the first goal, and then a penalty which kind of came from a little bit of disorganisation in our defending block to go 2-0 down at half time. And at that point, especially with such a young group, we had a number of under 18s on the pitch at that point, and we could go one way or the other. So we had a talk at half time about how we would like it to go and what we needed to do to make sure that happened. And the players were exceptional, absolutely exceptional. Every single one of them was fantastic for 35 minutes in that second half, and we were 1-0 up in that 35 minutes and in control of the game. Some standout performances, and then they got tired legs. The young lads put an awful lot into the game in order to stay in control and stay on top, and unfortunately those last 10 minutes they just kind of got a bit leggy, and Holker got back on top again, and they had some half decent players, did Holker, and put us to the sword a little bit for those last 10 minutes. But so yeah, a bit of a game of two halves, but understandable really after the week they've had and everyone has had. We weren't quite ready for it in the first half, but bloody hell did they grow into the game. It was absolutely fantastic in that second 45 minutes.
I thought there was quite a few, like you mentioned there, some of the young lads had some very good performances, and I thought one of the now older guard in Steve Whitley was also fantastic. What do you make of our captain's performance?
Captain did brilliant, but are you mentioning Steve because he's your mate? Or
what's that?
Are you mentioning Steve because he's your mate? Or
no, well, I've got to get it in.
You've got to get it in. Fair enough. No, he was brilliant. I think especially second half, he took the game by the scruff of the neck a little bit, and we managed to get him the ball a little bit more and cutting in on his left foot and putting some brilliant crosses in. And Tom Creer was close a couple of times, Carl Clark was close once as well, Adam Nealon had an opportunity, and once Steve cuts inside around the 18-yard box and drives in at goal, then there was only really one outcome for the shot, and went in on the near post. And yeah, he was brilliant, especially second half performance. He showed some leadership with his performance, but so did Alex Maitland, so did Carl Clark, so did Adam Nealon. Some of those older players in the group really came to the fore to help those young lads. But then when you got people like Tom Creer with the energy he showed today, Tom Shimon and Tiernan Garvey in centre midfield were phenomenal. Carl Watson playing centre back when he's probably never played there before, and grew into the game phenomenally well. I'm just really proud of them, and the club is really proud of them. And we're not happy we lost, but we brought them for this experience, and we've been had a little chat one-on-one with each of them, and they've taken a lot from the game, and that'll stand them in good stead going forwards for their careers with this football club.
As you mentioned, going forward, looking forward to the next 7 days. Obviously, next game planned next Saturday away. What is the plan over the next 7 days?
To get everyone together really, and kind of refresh and restart. As I say, it's the week's not been helped this week by things that are happening away from the club, which hasn't been great. But we know we need to get back together. We need to understand why we're doing what we're doing, and how we as a group can move forwards. We know we can. The players have been really good over this week and shown their commitment to the club, which is hugely appreciated. by myself, but also by the rest of the people involved. So get together Tuesday, have a good idea by then what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be doing it, and then Thursday's about preparing for a big game against Winsford, and hopefully the beginning of some improving performances, or building on the improving performances we've seen recently, and start to turn some of those performances into wins and move up the table over the next few months.
Cheers, Paul. On to next week.
Cheers, Sean.
Cheers, mate.